Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to Pro Cycling Manager 2019 Career Mode episode number 78. We're finally at the end of Paris-Nice and Tirreno Adriatico. It's taken a while to get through these two objectives dually with a number of stages we were just kind of forced into being a part of. Here we are, final stage of Paris-Nice, and it's Yuri Gottwald in second place. Top 5 objective. We have 5 climbs to get through, but they're relatively minor. It's considered a hills stage, but you can see that constant undulation will wear down the field a little bit, and we're not exactly built for climbing, so this is going to be more of a defensive stage. There's really no chance of going up or down with it. The first 2 climbs should have 0 impact, though unless it's only a 128 kilometer stage, so it could be pretty intense throughout. But I would imagine at least the first 2 climbs, maybe the first 3 climbs, the field will be relatively calm, relatively stable, maybe pushing a little bit of pace, but nothing crazy. Alaphilippe's got a 2-minute lead on us, so we're not going anywhere forward. We're not going to beat Alaphilippe, but this is all about consolidation and retaining second place. So we'll join somewhere around that second, after the second or after the third climb, and if things are really calm, after the 4th climb. Just under half the race yet to go. 50 kilometers, 3 climbs out of the way, 2 to go. It's the bigger 2 climbs. So far, the big news, at least for me, has been Logan Owen. So Logan Owen, right, 4th in the KOM entering this stage. 2 of the 3 riders that are ahead of him in the standings are GC riders. So only 1 rider ahead of him was a KOM kind of guy. And as the stage was getting started, the KOM leader was not entering the breakaway, and there was enough points out there with 5 climbs to go that Logan Owen had a chance to claim the jersey. So I went ahead and put Logan Owen into the group. His first attempt to bridge the gap failed, as others also were trying to jump the gap, and they got pulled back in. I gave him time to recover. He wasn't 100% recovered, but enough, with just about a 30-second gap to go. So I sent him forward. He goes off, joins a group. He makes it. And it's prior to that first Category 2 climb, but quite close to it. And even though the pace wasn't hot, a climb's a climb, and when you're 64 in the mountains, even though the pace is low, he wasn't recovering. He was just neutralized on his energy. But then the group, it came time for them to attack the points for the climb, as many of them felt that they actually had a chance at the KOM for the day. And so they attacked, he got dropped, and over the top, he couldn't regain contact. So after getting dropped, he got swallowed up by the main group, and it was on to the second climb. I was trying to give him a chance to recover, so his pace was low, and he was recovering, but not at that point where you could really rely on him going too fast. So he's slipping slowly back towards the back of the group, but the energy's starting to come back, and I decided, since he was back there and we were about to go over the top, that we'd get water. And then he fell off his bike while trying to get water. Hand up in the air. It took extra time. There was a delay as he went to get back on his bike. He ends up dropped by the group. He eventually gets water 6 minutes behind everybody else, and is then, at first, sprinting to try to get back into the group to get water to everyone else, as he's got all those extra bottles, and it's like, wait, what? No, thank you. Went ahead and switched him off and put him on auto. So here we are now, a peloton of 49 riders. There are 2 riders left off the front. There's actually a little time gap to grab here, but there's no point, as Gottwald has nothing to gain from it. So we'll just kind of cruise through here, and there you go. One climb to go in the race. Gottwald looking pretty good. Mader, Peterson, they're here. They'll give him the support he needs. And with 50 riders chasing just one, we'll have an easy day. Oh, ho, ho. Alaphilippe involved in that crash. Now, I don't want to win the race this way, but just saw him get collected by that one rider right at the front of the field. Come on, where you guys at? Where you guys at? There it is. There's Alaphilippe. He has gone down. He's one of 3 riders to hit the deck. And they are absolutely going backwards. It's taken him a while to get back on the bike. He is okay, but he is... How far behind is this group? They're pretty far behind. 2:36 while we're just 15. That's 2 minutes and 15 seconds behind. I don't want to win a race this way. I'm not a fan of it. I absolutely am in favor of, what do they call it? The unwritten rules, right? The gentleman's code. You don't win a race because somebody goes down in a crash or has a mechanical unless it's something well beyond their control. You don't suddenly attack. But here we are with the potential to win this race all of a sudden. And I'm tempted. It's 3K to the top. Do we use Peterson and Mader? Oh man. It's a game. It's a game. You do what you can? I don't know. It's back together. We control the peloton now, right? Otherwise we just sit up. Oh, Gel just kicking in. Let's go ahead and give him that. Hey, Gino Mader. Over the top for Gottwald. I have no idea what the gap is. Remember, looking at us, we are a minute 56 off, and it was a 2.5 minute gap a moment ago. We've thinned the group down to 19 here. Alaphilippe's not going to have teammates around him.
There are just 15 kilometers left.
Gel downhill for Mader is really good, so if we can keep him with just a little bit of energy as we go over this crest here, and there we are over the top, he should be able to run a pretty good pace downhill with Gottwald. Hello. Mader's downhill so good he's nearly dropped his team leader. There we go, 10K to go.
The last 10 kilometers of the stage.
Matteo Trentin has fallen.
And it's a downhill. Okay, Mader, you're just gonna go 99 here and give whatever you can. That's the 20K to go banner. We went up the other direction. Or down this hill last time, whatever it was, but we are getting some help now. So Mader doing what he can when he can. 5K to go. Gottwald's Gel kicking in a little earlier than I wanted it to as we're still descending here. 4K to go. We're looking at least a minute and a half gap. More than a minute and a half gap to Alaphilippe as he is not in that next chase group. 2.7 now. Mader leading us out, giving us what he can. And we're under 2K to go, 1.5. Gottwald's in good shape. Now he's going to take off here. It's 1K to go, and now his sprint. Boy, he got a slow start to that sprint. He's going to emerge. He's not going to win the stage. That's fine. Schachmann, Mataway, Latour, Cosnefroy, Bardet. Gottwald takes 6th. Kwiatkowski, Haig, Fulsang. So Fulsang was the one who was behind us, so he didn't gain any time. Lopez, Bernal, Demoulin's still there. Gino Mater comes in 18th. Alaphilippe 20th. Whoa, what a recovery from him. But he definitely lost roughly 2 minutes. This is going to be really close. Did we steal a victory in this race? I wouldn't mind at all if Alaphilippe still won this because, again, unwritten rules. If we don't win, I don't mind. I'll be happy with second. If we do win, and if it's by a few seconds, man, oh man, that's fortunate. We'll go with that. It would be a fortunate victory. Even if we pushed to stay ahead at the end, he really picked up some good time there considering how far down Alaphilippe was. And that he was essentially riding solo there. And to get all the way back up to 20th, we had 18 in our group. Mater was the only one dropped at the end after he put everything into keeping the gap behind us. Okay, same time at the front, obviously. A minute 25. Ooh, Alaphilippe. What a ride. He pulled back a full minute there. Now, I only had Peterson and Mater, but Mater's a great downhill rider. And he was quick on that downhill. I mean, see how much that gap opened between him and Gottwald, and then Gottwald had to kind of go into follow and attack just to stay on his wheel. So Mater was quick on the downhill. So most of the downhill was good. It was the couple little flat sections where we didn't have anyone really keeping pace. I mean, that might have been 10 seconds. But the flat and over the top, that's where Alaphilippe pulled back a minute. Riding solo. I mean, there at the end, he had nobody around with him. Okay, apparently he had a big group. He caught up to a big group, including Volgren. Kalmajan. Volgren was the KOM leader, but he didn't gain any points. So Alaphilippe does keep the victory. Gottwald is second. That is good. That's perfectly fine. Schachmann pulls back some time, winning that final stage. Did he win? Was he the winner? Yes. So Schachmann gained some time, but it's only enough to put him into third. Mattaway and Fulsong fourth and fifth. Latour sixth. Kwiatkowski, Bardet, Gaudu, Pino, and Haig round out the riders that were left in contention that didn't lose time here or there. Of course, Alaphilippe did, but Alaphilippe's time loss only took a comfortable win into something a little bit closer. Points, 5th, KOM. Owen ends up 6th, not getting any points. Kalmajan does overtake Volgren, by the way. Volgren had 37 points coming into the stage. Alaphilippe had 20, Dumoulin had 19, and Owen had 19. That was the top of the standings. So Deplus, I don't know where he started, but he was well below that, ends up with 22, and Kalmajan ends up with 40 points. Owen could have potentially won the day if he didn't just make it up there to get dropped on. And he was so close to regaining contact. So close. He was a bike length away, and then the energy ran out. A bike length from making contact. Now, at that point, pace on the stage, he probably would have ended up getting dropped again anyway because it was such a short stage. That was a tough attacking one. Gottwald does get the under 25s at least. So second place and the under 25s, we take 5th as a team. That's pretty dang good. And that's going to see a good start on that sponsor confidence as our first objective is met. You can see at the moment anyway, the initial feedback from that race is suddenly the sponsor is thrilled with us. Now this is a stage I would absolutely skip. This is not a punchy stage. But the game says it is, and McNulty leading this race might lose this race lead in this stage. I'm probably just going to show the final 3 or 4 kilometers. 23 kilometers still to go, back a lot earlier than I expected. Main reason is Garfield, Dianigi, and Felci has spent almost the entire stage at the front. The very first climb, that category 3 at the beginning of the stage, way back here, the breakaway of 10 riders instantly were out to a 7-minute gap. So I had to put 3 riders on the front and very slowly start pulling it back in. We brought it back in within 3 minutes, and then they started to pull it back out a bit, almost 4 minutes as they sped up, and then I sped up, but that's where those 3 riders became quite fatigued. So as we're with 17K to go, there's still a lead for those front riders. We need to bring this back down and see what we can do. Venipal, McNulty, Phillipson would have a chance to win this stage, but it looks like not today with 16K to go and the gap being where it is. And that means Phillipson could probably, instead of, well, I still want the points at the end of the stage. Are there going to be enough points available, though? 2, 3. It's going to be 10. So if we don't catch any of them, I don't think there's going to be any points left at the end for him to grab. So in that case, we need to get him involved. And that's a Venipal. Venipal, go ahead and relax. And Barrel, let's get you involved as well. Should have no problems with these guys making it. You know what? Maybe not 87. Let's go 85. I don't think we're going to have any issues with this group on time gaps, but I'm not sure about that, actually.
10 kilometers left. And there's an attack at the front.
Negi could still be involved here. Paul, why don't you get up behind McNulty, please? 248 to most of those guys. Now, as we go over the penultimate hill, and then one more time to the finish. It's a little uphill finish. Gap's still 3:15. I suppose now's the time to find out if there's anyone in that group that is a threat on time. I've never really bothered. Vandersand is 17. There's 15 minutes. No, okay. So really, it doesn't impact us in any way. So we just want to bring this home. 4K to go. $3K to go.
And they're up. It's going to be very fast.
2.8K. 2K. Breakaway group's taking the win today.
He got the better of his breakaway companions to win this.
Jeriquai. At least it wasn't Jamiroquai. Okay, our own little sprint. I don't think there's any points left, but Viviani is racing like there are some points left. Phillipson crosses the line 12th. Sprinter's still sprinting it out, so it seems like maybe there was some points where it was just insignificant minor placings that they were going for. Final stage is a sprint. We're coming up on the 10K to go banner. The breakaway group had a couple more riders than it does now. We just reeled the other guys, and the last 5 are down to a 39-second gap, and they are just now going under the banner. The reason why they never got far away today was from the very beginning of the stage. I put a couple riders on front, and I kept them within 2 to 2.5 minutes throughout the stage. And then we just started reeling them back in a little bit before the last sprint point, slowly bringing it down to about 1.5 minutes, and then the rest of the field took over. And that actually gave Garfield and Dionigi, the 2 on the task, a chance to recover quite a bit. And that's going to give me the full team at my disposal for this final sprint. Now, of course, Venipal and McNulty, both in a strong position for the overall. Phillipson, strong position for the stage and the points classification. He is 4 points behind Caleb Ewan for the potential to win the overall in the points classification. So 4 points is all he needs to get. Hopefully we can win the stage and he can pick up those points necessary. But that's going to give the other 4 riders to the lead out. So Van Barl, yeah, he's okay in the sprint. And Dianigi is slightly better. Let's go ahead and get Dianigi and then Van Barl. And then it's either going to be Garfield or Felchi, depending on their flat rating. Today, Felchi is a little bit better than Garfield. So let's go ahead and get both of those two on their gel. And Garfield, you're going to go pretty hard here. You've got to get through this crowd. You're going to let all these guys drop backwards, so don't let them drop back too far. Okay, there's Felchi on your wheel. That's good. There's Van Barl. Okay, here's Philipsen coming up. Felchi kicks in first. That's okay. 7.5K to go. There's Garfield done. Garfield, try to jump onto the back if you can. But Felchi, you're the man now. Let's go at 97. Van Barl will use your gel. Okay, Felchi emerges ahead. We still got to catch those 5 riders. So, Van Barl. Dianigi still not here. There's Dianigi coming up into position now. And there we go. He takes his place. And that's 5K to go. Use everybody else's gel. Felchi. A few hundred meters more. And we're at 4.4K. 2 lead out guys. So we still only want to do about a 97 here with Van Barl. .7 now. Okay, 98. Now 99. 2.9. Felchi's still right there. That's not a good sign for Van Barl. 2.2. I'm going to start his sprint. He's not that fast. Okay, great sprint by Van Barl, by the way. Dianigi, I need just a few hundred meters out of you. Philipsen, just a little bit of red bar fatigue. Cut off that Skyrider. 800 meters, full sprint. Philipsen should easily make it to the end from here. That is Chima. No problem beating him. But here's the real sprinter. Viviani got a great run. We literally went neck and neck by the time Philipsen got up to speed. Those two had the exact same speed. But Caleb Ewan, nowhere. There's Ewan. So as long as Viviani didn't overtake us from behind, Philipsen should have the points classification. He doesn't get the stage, he gets second. We've easily got the overall win. McNulty was actually 4th. Holy cow. Evenipol was 13th. So McNulty wins the Torino Adriatico. Great job for him because he is clearly not... he's an improving rider. But I'm not sure how many GC wins he's had that could possibly be his first, or at least at the World Tour level. It's absolutely his first for us. Alright, so overall, no doubt about it. McNulty takes the win. Simon Yates, Primoz Roglic, David A. Formulo, Rigoberto Uran are your top 5. Evenepoel hangs on to 6th. Poles, Lutsenko, Landa, and Thomas. Points classification. Let's go for the stage. So Viviani picks up 2 points more than Philipsen, but Philipsen's 10 points is definitely more than the 4 points necessary to catch Caleb Ewan. Ewan didn't get any. But is it enough to stay ahead of Viviani? It is. Viviani just 34 points. McNulty actually ends up 3rd. So Philipsen on the final day claims the points classification. So that's good news. KOM, we weren't in that one. Under 25s, McNulty and Evenepoel 1-2. Even Philipsen up there in 6th. And as a team, we beat everybody except Sky. And yes, Ineos returned to their Sky sponsorship. oddly enough, this season. Astana was more than 6 minutes behind us. So, fantastic job as a team in this race. But of course, the big thing is that not only did we get the top 5 that the team was looking for, the sponsor was looking for, but we claim the win. Both of those races, it was top 5 objectives, and in both races we exceeded them with at least a podium, but we also got a victory, a second place and a first place. Sponsor confidence already is high, but let's go ahead and push forward that one day and get our first look at our sponsor confidence and where it sits now. Also, our prize money. So Paris-Nice paid out $20,000 for second place. Trino Adriatico, 36. So we just earned nearly 60 grand to really boost that balance up, which of course is going to be a big concern for us this season, is claiming enough victories. For the month of March, between UAE, Strade Bianche, Paris-Nice, and Trino Adriatico, we have brought in, let's see, 80, 100, like 105,000. So 105,000 plus the 150. So 255,000. 255 is what we've earned this month. Staff and rider salaries come out to 257 to 258. So we're just $3,000 away from covering the spending for this month. That is a ticket to not going broke in the long term, which of course is really important going forward. Really important. Okay, sponsor. Happy, joy. Yes? They say super success right now. There you go. That's super success at our first 2 sponsor objectives. Average rating of 2.25 stars. And then next up will be Milano San Remo and Arande van Vlaanderen. One more this month, just a few days away, and that's a 3-star objective, so we'll be focusing on that. That'll be our next race. We'll pick that one up very late. Ronde van Vlaanderen, another classic, so a couple major classics, a couple big objectives. I'm really glad we did something about our classics riders, because looking at the objectives, so much of it is classics. In fact, everything but it's really a Basque Country early on. Well, these aren't classics. More than half of it, though. More than half, until you get to the Giro, is classics. And some pretty big star stuff as well. Though the Giro is also a pretty big one. And they won a top 5. Yowzer. Alright, noteworthy results. Victory in the points classification, double star. Stage win for Philipsen, double star. Stage win in Paris-Nice is double star, plus those overall objectives. We won UAE Tour with McNulty, so he's actually had 2 wins. What? Fabaro winning Strade Bianche. Dang, we're off to a strong start this season, aren't we? The results, super success. Registered riders is looking good so far, and that one is an insane amount of pluses for Philipsen being a part of Trino Adriatico. And the squad makeup is also looking quite good. They are quite pleased with this team. Philipsen, quite renowned. And the US one, outside of the popularity, McNulty, if he continues to pick up some wins like this, McNulty will probably be our more popular rider before the end of the season than Brian. Of course, Brian has been the lead-out guy for Philipsen, and he's had good results, but he hasn't had much in terms of wins. If McNulty keeps picking up some wins, especially at World Tour level, he is certainly going to jump up the list and gain some more popularity. In fact, this might be a good time to check in on both Brian and McNulty. Let's start with Miguel Bryan, who's not feeling well at the moment, by the way. National reputation as a 71 average sprinter with not a lot of potential, meaning he's not going to change much. Just a lead-out guy. but he's had some results. 13th. He took a second and a third in the Giro. Second. There's a win at PostNord Denmark. And Estiola di Besegi. So 2 victories last season and a handful of second places and other podiums, including at the Giro. That's all he did last year. And this year, a 13th has been the best so far. So, yeah, you can see that reputation probably not going anywhere anytime soon. And it's national now. McNulty now has international reputation. So he's got to be overtaking... He's got to be overtaking Brian here anytime. I think this absolutely came from those last couple wins, that he now has international reputation. Of course, a big cycling fan in real life knows who McNulty is. But certainly not everyone. He's got a growing reputation, and he is getting better. He's a young rider. I mean, here even in game, we're on to, 3rd season now, and he's 22. So in real life, this would be on to the 2nd season. So he's about 21 years of age right now. He's still quite young. Good climber. But that's all he's known for right now, and only as a good climber. But it's definitely a growing reputation for sure. And he's certainly seen as somebody with very good potential. I don't think he's got grand champion type potential, and he doesn't seem to be growing that way. Evenepoel seems to be growing in that manner. Now, we've seen a bit of improvement here. The start of the season, he's leveled up just this month. No wonder he's doing so well. Yeah, look at that. He's won Treno Adriatico and the UAE Tour. He's won 50% of the races he's entered so far this year. And yeah, he was, a 73, a 74? Now he's a 75? I think he was a 74 maybe? Might have been a 73 though. So, nice jump for him, especially at the beginning of his contract. He has caught up to Evenepoel a bit. A bit. Still a bit behind. But, oh man, we're getting there. It's a good start to the season. But that is going to do it for this episode. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to hit that like button. Definitely be safe out there in these very trying times. Yeah, nice. Look at that. 3 guys in the top 4 right now. A 4th one inside the top 10. And as a team, 1,600 points clear. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.